Hello everyone, welcome to Onyx Earth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. Now, I have made some changes to the description box. I added a couple of links I think will be helpful for a lot of you. If you need it, it is there. So today's pick a card reading is going to be what they find attractive about you. Now, this is from a romantic love perspective. So this is going to be very specifically about a person that you have a mutual interest with, possibly someone that you're not sure about, a crush. Like, does this person have any interest in you? What does this person find you attractive? Because interest, that's a whole nother thing. Attractive, what do they find attractive? That's the topic. As always, this is a timeless reading. Let's get into it. We've got pile 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I'll give you a moment to meditate on your pile. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, pile 1, what they find attractive about you. I'm realizing how many cards you have, which I did not initially, which is interesting considering that was a whole theme with pile 3, because yeah, that has something to do with their specific message, but that's okay. That's not a problem at all. You were meant to have all of these cards for your messages. It wasn't a deeper thing. What this person is attracted to about you. So you're definitely a giver. That's the first thing I see. So with that mentor, Alethea, the truth card combination, you teach people, but not necessarily just advice. Like, even though you do, like, you teach and advise those you know, and I feel like some people you don't know as well. So obviously you give good advice and guidance, but it's specifically relating to ways to be prosperous and on matters of the heart. So definitely, because I see the prosperity card at the left. So you share your wisdom and truth you see, because you can see the unseen, right? And then on the castle, it's like that's a card of like building a castle, a home in the spread, and the eyes closed. It's like you can see what's stopping people from reaching those levels of success and prosperity in matters of money, finance, the heart, right? And you advise them on how to remedy their issues. Now, definitely, you definitely share a lot of wisdom and the truth you see to help them create and stabilize their foundation in their life. But I do see with that unseen, the river shaman combination, this is my psychic healer pile. So these are the people that are very publicly, quote unquote, spiritual, and the person you're asking about, they like that about you. Whether or not you realize that this person is watching you work this energy. Okay, so internet spiritualists, whether you realize it or not, this person has been interested in your spiritual practices or teachings. They are interested in that, and they discreetly, like very discreetly, learn a lot from what you share. So they see you, this person finds it attractive that you're one of the most stable people they've ever seen. And that's a good thing, you know. And it's on every level. It's not just materially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's all of those. It's a combination. Okay? So yeah, y'all are very fixed, pile 1. Very fixed. The only fixed sign missing here is Scorpio. And it doesn't mean that you have to be have lots of fixed placements in your astrology chart, it just means that you are very spiritually sound, like set in your ways in a good way. Like with serenity, faith, the shaman, like spiritually, justice, temperance, Two of Cups. Look at all of those balance cards at the bottom. You've got justice. I'm going to repeat it. The temperance, Two of Cups. That's balance. Those three together, that's like the ultimate balance. And that's how this person sees you. And that's what they find very attractive about you, Pile 1. They also sees you like, they like that you've got that castle card. Like, they like that you have your own stuff and that you're prosperous in your own right. So I'm using these words like in your own right because I feel like this person is also a King of Pentacles, because they see you with that King of Pentacles energy. Like, okay, this person's a boss. They've got boss energy. They like that. But they also have that as well. And they see you as like a perfect match, like a counterpart to their energy, right? But not even in a king and queen way, even if they won't tell you that. They see it as like two kings, like you're on their level. Not saying that a queen isn't on the king's level, but traditionally it wouldn't be considered. So it's two different energies. One's active, one's receptive. They see you two as both active, go-getter energies, right? So very much so, because with the Pride card, because there's the Pride card under prosperity, and you also have Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way, full moon in Leo, right? With that energy, they see you as having lots of pride. Like, you stand out. It's pride in a good way. Like, they like that. Like, you're confident, right? You stand out, and you've definitely built some type of community or are leading some type of community. Because I see, like, because you've got Taurus ruling the second house, which is assets. They see you as having lots of assets and very stable. Like Aquarius 11th house, that's community, network, group themes. And then you have Leo 5th house, which is like entertainment and fun. So they like that despite having all of this work, building energy, creating things, leading people, that you know how to have a good time. They find that attractive, because usually people don't know how to have like a work-life balance. They don't know how to turn it off, but you do. And they like that because they've seen that, regardless of if this is a new connection or not. So again, this is definitely my pile of online spiritualists, but influencers of all kind. Like these, like a lot of you, not all of you, there's a group of you that are picking this pile, and you are online influencers. Very clearly I see you, okay? Like, whether it's you as a spiritualist, because I'm picking up on some spiritualists, so maybe some other tarot readers are watching this video, you know, astrologers watching this video, but you can be any type of influencer. I'm seeing beauty, because I feel your presence very strongly, even though it's just a group of you. So the rest of you in this pile that are not in those groups, you're just doing really well in your career. School, clubs, organizations, whatever resonates wherever you are currently in your journey. This person sees you as popular, right? And they like that. They don't just, like, you don't just think, you do. You take action towards your goals and your dreams. And you, like I said, with that Pride card and that Leo energy, because it says Leo, and it even has the word pride on that card as well. Like, you have lots of pride and confidence in who you are as a person. That's attractive to them, okay? So with that 3 of Swords and 9 of Wands at the end, I feel like this person probably had some hardships in their lives, or like people with ill intentions, right, towards them, because they like that. Those cards show me they won't have to bear the burden of this connection, whatever that means. Those exact words, the burden of this connection, they don't have to bear that. Like, they feel you'll give as much as you receive from them. I feel like a lot of you are healers, or at least you heal them. with this connection. And I also see, side note, with the bring love into the situation and the Two of Cups, you've also got the heart. This person is in love with you. I don't think this person shared that with you yet. Some of you, they just haven't told you because it's, you know, they're trying to figure things out. If they haven't told you, it's definitely something related to pride. Like, it's just an ego thing, and they will at some point. But if this is a new connection, they feel very strongly for you. And they're not going to tell you that because they feel it's too soon to tell you. Okay? So, that is what this person finds attractive about you, Pile 1. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alright, Pile 2, what they find attractive about you. So, there's two groups. Okay, so I'm going to combine the situation and the energy of the person or personality traits. And if it sounds like your person, you're group 1. If this energy is you, you're group 2. And it'll make sense as I develop it. So, group 1. Your person is being very controlled and doesn't want you to know what they find attractive or to come across to surface level when it comes to you, out of fear that you won't trust the connection, or that you won't believe that they're serious about establishing or maintaining a serious relationship. Because for whatever reason, they expect you to have doubts about them and their ability to do this. Something about being respectful. Okay? So, it just feels like it could possibly be an arranged marriage for some of you, or just a very traditional courtship. For those of you in established connections where this person you're asking about, like, this is like an old flame or something, like something happened in the past that created trust issues in this situation. So this person's being very serious about the connection. Like, they're holding back a lot. Okay? So, lots of sexual attraction here. Okay? Very much so. Very much so. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's just a heavy theme of this sexual attraction being something that needs to be put on the back burner. Like, you're not allowed to express it, or they're not allowed to express it for some reason. So it's like holding it in. So you have in the middle at the top the Emperor and the Devil straddling the Two of Pentacles. It's like balancing energy out, like balancing that passion of chasing forward or pursuing something, just holding back in some way. And then you also have the Hierophant, the High Priestess, the Vow, and Agape. Agape is the deepest, most unconditional love you could have. So this is like a spiritual love, like possibly like a religious foundation associated, which is why I mentioned maybe, you know, it's a very traditional courtship or an arranged marriage, like waiting for marriage to have sex. That's the energy. It doesn't have to be that, but like maybe you're waiting until you reach a point of monogamy or reach a point of a certain level of seriousness in a connection before you have sex, because of that there's a tension here and a holding back of some sort within this pile. But I'll get into like the situation that I see, and like I said, group 2 within this pile, like you may see some things as well, because I want you to listen, because this may be you instead of the person. So this is a person that's hiding that either is or knows how to hide how sexually attracted they are to the other one, for the sake of establishing a real connection, like a deeper connection. So those of you in group 1, they don't want you to know the superficial reasons they find you attractive. Though they do exist in this person's mind, like, they don't want you to know. They want to focus on the important things. And this could also be you if you're in group 2. The seriousness of the connection. So they're going to show you what they find attractive about you when the time is right. So this is a person with very fiery, active energy that hides behind almost a mask of balance and stability. Like, they aren't phony. It's not fake. It's just they're a multifaceted person, as all of us are. So only those closest to them, for the most part, gets to see that fiery, active energy. And it's rare that others see that side unless it's necessary. So very earthy, fire sign combination. Okay, I see very heavy Aries energy because it's doubled down with the Emperor and the full moon in Aries. And you also have Sag, Virgo, and Capricorn. So again, any combination of earth and fire, it could be that person, it could be you. I don't feel like it's one or the other. It could be for some of you, but most of you have both. If it's you, or both if it's that person. Like Aries, Capricorn, Aries, Virgo, something like that. Prominent. There's a prominent theme there of that energy. So the thing is, as secretive as this person is being in their energy of how attractive they find you and what they find attractive about you, I don't think a lot of you have ever seen that fiery side, quote unquote, activated. I don't believe that you ever seen the fiery side. You only see the earth energy. And if this is you, group 2, you've only allowed that person to see your earth energy. Or, like, and that's if it's a new connection. If it's not a new connection, they've seen that fiery side only in private. They haven't seen it outside, out and about. It's not something that people would realize about you. So, like I said, if this is a new connection for group 1, they've done their best to keep their energy in check to establish, like I said, a more serious tone. That word keeps jumping out to the connection. So long-term energy with that full moon in Sag, because it says look at the bigger picture. We're thinking long-term. That's expansion. We're not talking about now, short-term. We're worried about the future, right? So yeah, definitely with that agape unconditional love card and the vow, there's a stable monogamous connection that they're trying to establish here. Again, with deep in the forest, like again, deep in the forest, hidden is this person or yours fiery energy. Like with that forest card, it's like it's hidden because the forest card is leading into those two fiery full moons, right? Look at the bigger picture. A fiery climax approaches. Like it's there, it's just hiding at the back of the forest. And in the front, you have that very spiritual connection that is unconditional love, the vow, which would be a very serious connection, possibly marriage, right? So like that's the forest is the line between those two energies. And that's for group 1. This person doesn't really want you to know, like, about how physically attractive they find you or whatever. They don't want you to know about that desire. Now, group 2, it's the opposite. It's you. So reverse it. In this scenario, this earth fire combo energy I described is definitely you. So this is what your person finds attractive about you. There's a certain appreciation for your personality, how you carry yourself. So it makes them confident in pursuing and building further with you. So you have that quote unquote spouse energy, and this person sees you as husband or wife material, right? They find it attractive that you keep your business to yourself in a very private and reserved publicly, like a strong, formal, formal and professional energy you have, while being able to still offer your heart, love, and passion freely, but in private. So they see you as perfectly balanced. right? So the Devil, Hermit, Eight of Pentacles, it's telling me that they find it attractive that not only do you stay to yourself, but you work really hard at what you do and you're very self-sufficient. Okay? They also like that you're spiritual, and they are very deeply attracted to and connected to you on a spiritual level. Like, it's so deep that they don't even understand it. I'm seeing with the trees and the forest card, okay? But if you look at the combination that is the Hierophant and the High Priestess, those are spiritual counterparts. And then you have Agape, unconditional love again, with the Vow. They see you as their perfect match and one true love. Okay? They just love they're attracted to your entire being, your entire energy. Okay? So those are the two groups. That's what they find attractive to you. Group 2 of Pile 3. Group 1, this person has a barrier up that I'm not breaking down for a public reading. They do not want you to know what they like about you. It's not appropriate for you to know that at this present time, Spirit is saying, and that's how they feel. So when the time is right, you will definitely see. They'll be very expressive when it's appropriate. So that's all I have for you, pile number 3s. Ooh, not 3s. Pile number 2s. Sorry. I did pile number 3 first in this reading, and it threw me completely off. So pile 2, that's all I have for you. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, pile 3. So you kind of threw me for a loop. So we'll get into what they find attractive about you in a minute, because there's other messages that came through for this pile, and honestly, like, you threw me for such a loop. Like, you made me break my routine. The energy was so heavy, the messages were so quickly coming in. That's why I have a sticky note there. I didn't want to miss anything, so I was like, well, let me hurry up and do this. Like, and I had to hurry up and do this because look at me now. I have pile 1, pile 2 sitting here, and they're randomly organized because that's just how I pull. That's how I shuffle. So I don't care which deck I pick up first. Every pile is going to have a different energy. It's not until the intro where I structure them so that they look similar for aesthetic purposes, so that you can choose. But yeah, I haven't even touched pile 1 or 2 because I just shuffled them and I set them aside. The energy was not heavy. Your energy was heavy. Not necessarily bad. Okay, it can be depending on which of these groups you fall in, but I knew as I was shuffling that there were 2 groups of you immediately. And like I said, I'm filming you first because your energy is the strongest, the heaviest of the piles. And this spread, like, I laid the spread out immediately after shuffling. Usually I'll shuffle them and keep them face down and just toss them to the side until I get to you. But I once I started to shuffle beyond, because for you I picked up the Moonology deck first. That's the top 4 in the left corner. As soon as I pulled those cards, I knew I was going to have to hurry up and then just start reading. So this is what happened. So basically, when I grabbed the Moonology deck first, I knew in my spirit you'd want a lot of cards, and each time like 8 of them would try to come out. So I'm like, oh no, you know, and I forced 4 of them to come out. Like at 4, I stopped, which I don't normally do, but in hindsight, it was a good thing because all of the following decks tried to do that as well. So once I forced stopped at 4 for that first deck, I was like, what is going on? So I flipped, which I don't normally do for public readings. I flipped it and I decided to use this, the bottom, which is this "You Are Good Enough" card. And as soon as I flipped the bottom, because again, as I shuffle face down because I want to reveal them all to myself at the same time. Once I looked at that one at the bottom, all kinds of messages started to come in, and that's why you have a sticky note with messages front and back. So like that's how aggressive the energy was. So I was like, I can't wait I don't want to lose any of these messages. I'm just going to put the first 2 piles aside and just circle back to them and work on this 3rd pile, because this 3rd pile wants to talk now. And that's because you have messages. Like, it's not just about what they find attractive about you. You have other messages, and Spirit knew that you were going to click this video and choose that pile, and you needed to know this information, and it feels relevant to the question anyway. Okay, so like I said, you are good enough. I got lots of messages. So basically, regardless of what group you fall in, which of the 2, and you'll see as I develop it, but you need to definitely work on your self-esteem, pile 3. It's a heavy theme. That's why you wanted so many cards. I'm like, I'm not pulling all these cards. Like, why are so many cards coming out? It's a need for validation, right? You want a lot of cards because you need to hear it reaffirmed constantly what's so attractive about you. Both groups, right? You can't expect other people to gas you up like that, especially this person, specifically this person, okay? Like, you need validation within yourself. You can't seek it externally. Like, these videos are nice, they're fun, they should give you a boost and make you feel good, but they shouldn't be fueling you, right? The attention from other people shouldn't be fueling you, and that's a very heavy energy coming in for this pile, okay? And I'm flipping the sticky note because, like I said, I wrote some stuff down so I wouldn't forget. I heard, don't let this person make you feel less than, regardless of the situation. It doesn't matter what the situation is. If it's a good situation, if it's a bad situation, don't let this person make you feel less than. And you'll understand that more as I go into the energy of the groups. Now, I'm just going to be straight up and honest with you on what these 2 groups that immediately came in are. So group 1 within this pile. Okay, so your constant need for validation is draining, okay? Is very draining for this person you're asking about. Now, yeah, that's the first group. I'm trying to see if I haven't have anything else relating to the general message of that group. So yeah, just, it's draining for that person. Right? Now, I'm saying that because this is a person, and if you fall in group 1, I'll develop it further, but to know whether or not you fall in the first group, it's kind of you have to know that this person is interested in you some way. And even if there's a bit of confusion, because again, there's some issues here with self-esteem for both groups. So if, like, you could very well fit into group 1, but mistake yourself for group 2 and vice versa. You just have to be aware of yourself and sit with yourself to see which one you fall in. Because the second group is a group where the person that you're asking about is not attracted to you and isn't interested in you. Okay? Now, that's, again, don't let that lower your confidence. I know readers don't do that. I probably will lose viewers. That's okay. People don't like to hear that when they click these types of videos. What do they find attractive? But realistically, some of the people clicking on these videos are, in fact, asking about someone that they don't know if this person is attracted to them. And you will show up in this pile if that person isn't. Okay? And that's why you have the you are good enough, because major self-esteem, self-confidence issues, regardless of if you're in group 1 or 2. And this is becoming very long and I haven't even started the reading yet, but it's just it's very important information, whether you fall in group 1 or 2, to work on yourself. Because again, you have at the bottom, which I would not have taken that card if it wasn't for the energy that was coming in, that you are good enough. You have to believe that. You have to know that, understand it, okay? Because that's very important for you in your life, that message, okay? So let me put the sticky note out of the way. Let's see. So group 1, you could all of you could definitely have Virgo placements because you have both Virgo cards from the Moonology deck. You have the full moon in Virgo at the bottom in that stack over there. And then at the top right, you have the new moon, which is a time to give rather than take. Now, yeah, lots of double down on that Virgo energy. So, and if you're not, you're still very critical of yourself and others, especially with the expectations you've placed on other people. Now, this is primarily group 1. If you feel yourself here, group 2, this is relevant, okay? Take it as it resonates. Because again, very critical person with yourself, but also with the expectations you've placed on other people, the way you expect other people, especially this person, to be, right? Also, you have 6th house and 7th house energies with the Virgo and Libra card. So relationships are very difficult for you, okay? Lots of work to be with you and or for you to be with other people. It could be both, flip, reverse. That message is very important, that you have difficulty with relationships, establishing them, maintaining them, whether it's on your end or their end or a combination of both. That's difficult for you. It's very hard work. And it may even be, for the most part, non-existent, okay? Those of you in that second group, there's very heavy themes of unrequited love. Group 1, you probably had major issues with this in the past, but now you have this person that actually is interested in you, and like you don't really trust it because you've always probably been group 2. You're probably a more evolved group 2, like you were group 2 in the past, and now you're stepping into that first group's energy of, okay, now there's a connection established here, right? Where now you don't really trust it because you've been group 2. So you probably want to stick around for group 2 anyway, just for a recap on maybe your past energy and why you're feeling the way that you are currently, trying to establish or maintain a connection here with this person, okay? Because I know that's not the reading. The reading is what they find attractive about you, but it's very key here, and Spirit kind of Jedi mind tricked you into clicking this video to see, because this is the type of content you like. And you'll get that answer, group 1. You will, but at least I think you will. I feel like you will. But that answer is just a tip on the iceberg for this pile, okay? So again, group 2, heavy themes of unrequited love. That's important. Group 1, there's no nicer way to say it. You're very needy, clingy, and or controlling, okay? It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship with this person or attempting to establish a connection. But again, key here, mutual interest, okay? So mutual interest is key, because if you don't know this person, or if you've never interacted with this person before, you're most likely group 2. If you aren't sure, like I said, if you have to take inventory of your life and your mental perspective of what's going on to figure out where you fall. If there is that confusion, like if you're not sure, because some of you won't be sure, and that's okay. You just have to figure it out. Or you can book a personal reading and we can try to figure it out. It'd probably be better for you. But mutual interest. Because like I said, there's lots of confusion here, and there's issues with perception of the self and perception of other people, and lots of illusions and delusions within the pile for both groups. Like, you don't have a clear perspective of what's happening around you and with you. So like I said, you just have to take time out and try to work on that. And I also am putting some links in the description box below. I've made adjustments so that, there's some things there that may be able to help you as well. let me get the answer to this initial question for the first group. Let me get that out of the way so I can get back to the important stuff that you need to know about the situation, okay? So group 1 within pile 3, what this person finds attractive about you. Now, it's actually, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's interesting how spirit works. So now I see why all of this is coming up. So it is relevant. So this person likes how smart, hardworking, creative, resourceful you are, you know, all of those types of things. That's typically what people find attractive about you. They find you beautiful, like very beautiful, with that Libra Venus energy in the pile, in a sweet and innocent way, though, with that Virgo Virgin energy and the Maiden. So with the Cave, you have a very sheltered, virginal innocence about you, like a hidden attractiveness, hidden beauty, right? Hidden good looks, right? Like you, with the Cave and the Apocalypses, which is the Veil of Deception card, they, like, it's, and also they're straddling the Maiden. They like that you don't realize how beautiful you are. You see how it's all coming into play, how it's all relevant? Yeah. I assume you also don't, quote unquote, behave like a stereotypical, beautiful, good looking person. That's what attracted this person to you, okay? And that's why all of this other stuff, all of this baggage you have is coming up, right? It's surfacing now in this reading because it's surfacing in the connection. And while those were the qualities that attracted this person to you, it was an illusion, almost like, and even if it wasn't an illusion, those traits that they liked about you, that whole innocent, not really knowing your beautiful or attractive energy, the shadow side of that is surfacing in the energy that I was picking up at the beginning as I was shuffling. Because the thing about it is, I wasn't even able to get the cards out. Again, I had 4 Moonology cards face down, and I took the bottom, and I already started to get that energy, that heavy energy that this person was actually attracted to. That's part of what attracted this person to you. And I picked it up immediately without even being able to get the rest of my cards out, to the point where I had to, again, it's okay, but I don't really like to do things out of order that way. I like to go 1, 2, 3. So I'm starting with 3, and I'll just circle back with the other 2. But back to what this person finds attractive. They find it attractive that you're low-key and quote-unquote humble regarding your self-image. And they are learning, which is why it's important, because Spirit wants you to not self-sabotage. They're learning that you aren't humble about your beauty and good looks. You just have low self-esteem, right? You don't see your true worth. So this person is that King of Swords. Could very well be a Libra, because we have the Libra card, which is air sign. But you have King of Swords, you have Father of Swords. That's double down on that energy. That's 2 King of Swords in this pile. That is the person you're asking about, whether or not they're a Libra, whether or not they're an air sign. That is the energy that they have. Okay, so, and it doesn't matter who this person is, because the energy is very masculine, serious, analytical, right? And all of this validation you need, this isn't that person's nature to move like that. 2 of Swords. That's why you have the 2 of Swords between the 2 of those King of Swords. That's not how this person operates. So this is where you are right now with this connection. And again, those of you in a connection, establishing a connection, pursuing someone, or someone's pursuing you, like there's an active engagement at this point in time. And if there isn't an active engagement, this person has observed you. Like, you know, if you haven't talked yet, but you can still, there's a mutual interest clearly. The energy here is that this person is deciding, again with that 2 of Swords, whether or not they want to further or pursue a connection with you, because of this energy that they're realizing is there underneath the surface. So And again, I said some of these people, or all of them, were having that decision. All of these King of Swords were having that decision. Some of these people, though, won't. They won't pursue the connection. They won't continue to further the connection because it's very draining in their perspective to deal with you. On the left, they feel the need to protect their energy with that protection card, right? Because it's like all they do is give without receiving in balance. And even when they give, it isn't enough. That's the energy. Okay? That is the energy there. So, and that's some of you. Most of these Kings of Swords, though, they see you as their project. Again, analytical. They like to fix people, right? They want to teach you how to love yourself. And for now, they're all in. They're all in, and they're willing to compromise. You have Libra, the full moon in Libra, a win-win outcome is forecast. They're willing to compromise to make this work. Now, I'm telling you, oh, darkness. It must be getting cloudy again. We've had some bad weather. Obviously, it's hurricane season, and there actually was one this week. Yeah. So, long term, this isn't going to work. Why? Because you have the Cave card. You have Apocalypsis. You've got Super and Full Moon, which is emotions are running high. Surrender to the divine. Yeah, it's not gonna work because I'm just trying to structure my words. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Oh, this is what I'm missing. Okay, so deception. Sorry, y'all. The energy is just heavy. Spirituality, dreams, all signs of unrealistic expectations. That's what's happening. I'm looking at that spirituality card and the dreams card underneath those. Like all of the cards I listed before, like that's a whole heavy, like I didn't realize there were that many things of that energy, but it's not a good thing here. And I say that because it's like you have very strong issues of self-esteem and self perception, and they can't fix that. They're not a professional. That's something you have to work on within yourself, and probably with the perception, depending on how intense that energy is. Okay, so both of you have unrealistic expectations. It's not just you. They have unrealistic expectations of how this is going to play out, because nothing this person does will ever be good enough. And oh yeah, again, good enough at the bottom. It's just not, because it's not about them, it's about you. So, and it's not going to be good enough, not just because it's about you, but because now you're forcing this person, not you, but the situation, because this isn't about blaming you. This isn't something you've done that's your fault. This is just something you're working with, and this person wants to try to make the effort, but the situation calls for more, for something that you two can't work out in a relationship, right? You're like, so the situation, I'm not going to say you're, because I don't want you to feel any blame. This isn't you. The situation is forcing this person to act against their nature, which is why you have the Veil of Deception card. So they're going to get to a point, even probably currently, where they're overextending themselves for you, right? So naturally, King of Swords energy, right? Laid back, Hanged Man, you know, King, like now, like this person is a thinker. This person is a planner, not overly expressive, emotional, or even passionate, okay? And if you look at the bottom, there's, okay, so you know how you have your two King of Swords. You have the King of Swords to the left, there's a King of Wands, and then the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is secrecy and deception. And you already have lifting the veil of deception next to the maiden, which I'm going to read as you regardless of how you identify. Okay, so look at this. Here is the dilemma, right? That maiden lifting the veil of deception. That's the order. You've got the deception secrecy card leading into the King of Wands, leading into the King of Swords. Now, this is what that means. The situation has placed this King of Swords person in an energy of having to pretend to be a King of Wands, which would be passionate, active, chaser, aggressive energy, very active energy. So now our King of Swords is pretending to be a King of Wands to lift the veil so that the maiden can see themselves as they are, right? And that's not sustainable. So again, maybe seek counseling, work on yourself. This is something that this person can't groom you to do. And I feel a lot of you, this person is going to try to groom you into that energy. And I do believe that if the deeper issues aren't addressed personally for you, Pile 3 and Group 1, this connection is still going to end in the some people. Like when I said, some of these people are going to choose to protect themselves and their energy because it's draining, and it's almost like energy vampire-esque on their end. Like they feel like they're getting drained from the connection. I feel like those of you where this person's going to try to work it out, it's still going to end in that way because of the deeper underlying issues that, again, I picked up very heavily as I was shuffling, because they found that attractive initially, that you don't know how beautiful you are energy, you're very innocent energy, but they didn't realize that it was going to be like deep-seated issues. They thought you were just humble. They thought you were just, a balanced person. Like, okay, I know I'm beautiful, but there's more to me than that. They didn't realize that it was genuinely that you didn't think that you were attractive and that you had self-image issues. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the second group. Again, there's some links in the description box below that can help you. Yeah, and like I said, they're available for Group 2 as well, and I'll mention it again, but definitely look in the description box for some of the links that I placed there. Okay. All right, my second group. So again, Spirit knew you would click on this video because these are the types of videos you gravitate towards on YouTube, and they're using me, the channel, as a YouTube channel, literally, and as a channel for this message from Spirit. Okay, to, like I said before, ask you to work on your self-esteem and to develop yourself spiritually and mentally as well. So you have two Kings of Swords here to ask you to step into this energy. Okay, that is an active energy of discernment, analysis, interpretation, and understanding. You need to use your logical mind. Okay, there's a lot of illusions, fantasy, self-delusion on this spread. Okay, I can see you actively lie to yourself about a lot of things, but most specifically the current topic, that is this connection, right? What do they find attractive about you? So you have to face the fact that this is a person that isn't interested in you, and that's okay. It doesn't make you any less than. You are good enough. That card at the bottom of the Moonology deck, okay, doesn't make you less than. Spirit says to surrender the illusion of that connection to them. You have the Hanged Man, and then you have the full moon. Surrender to the divine. That is let go and release to Spirit. Okay, you are protected and you're supported as well. So once you decide to step into your King of Swords energy, you can begin to build. Ooh, I'm losing my voice. Okay. Either someone doesn't want me to speak, which makes sense, or someone has difficulty speaking, some throat chakra energy here. You can, but once you step into your power of that King of Swords energy, yeah, you felt silenced. You can begin, though, to build in your life with some tangible results, which is that Knight of Pentacles on the end next to the Good Enough card. Now, a win-win situation, right? Everything will work out in balance as it should, as it needs to for your highest good, but also in a way that's going to make you feel good in the end. You know, that's the full moon in Libra card. So a win-win outcome is forecast. Spirit is taking very good care of you. You will be fine. I feel like with the Cave and the Maiden card, you aren't very social and you've been single for a while. Possibly never dated anyone or had any serious relationships. That's the energy. That Maiden energy with those two Virgo Virgin cards. Now obviously Virgo isn't a Virgin card, but it's symbolized by the Virgin. You could very well be one, or very inexperienced when it comes to romantic connections, regardless of a sexual nature. But look at what's on the other side of that lifted veil, right? Because you've got the Maiden coming out of the Cave, lifting the veil in that Apocalypse card. You've got the womb, right? Once you do that, once you come out of the Cave, all of that creative energy in the womb is there. So much to build for yourself in the material world. But I know that the thing you care about most is love. I know that. I can feel that heavily. That is your energy. And I'll let you know, the Moonology cards, they end with that full moon in Libra. Again, it says that win-win outcome is forecast. So I'm reading that as you will get what you want romantically, but not who you want currently. So you'll get what you want, but not who you want. Okay? The womb, for some of you, specific message coming through is very literally you eventually gaining more sexual experience, whether it's in a traditional sense of losing your virginity, or if it's developing further in that way once you establish a real connection and not the one you've created, right? All of you are lifting the veil. Like when I say lifting the veil, there's a loss of innocence there. Okay, so lifting the veil, Apocalypse is the wound. That is a loss of innocence in a spiritual, mental, emotional sense. It's not necessarily physical. Some of you, like I said, it is a very specific message of that sexual energy. But most of you, even those people, it's a symbol of losing one's innocence. So like I said, take care of yourself, because that loss of innocence is happening, and you're going to have to accept some things in that loss of innocence that you don't like, or that you didn't realize, or there's lots of things to work through and unpack here. But again, the card that I would not have taken, you are good enough. So I'm going to leave it there. So that's all I have for you, pile number threes. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.